In the lection before, we created a Fanvue account for our AI model, and now it's time to get some paying subscribers. And how we do that is the subject of exactly that lection. You have to keep in mind that unlike Instagram or Facebook, Fanvue is a quite private and not safe for work content platform. And so it's very unlikely that people will just stumble upon your posts and subscribe to your account. And that's why we have to use other platforms like Instagram or X or Reddit to bring the people over to our platform. And how we do that is exactly the subject of this lection. So let's have a look on my screen. Good. How do we get them, the paying customers? There are basically many ways to do that, but in my opinion, there are four must-have platforms, and these are Instagram, X or Twitter, free content on Fanvue, and Reddit. These are the four ways which are an absolute must to attract subscribers. And of course, you could also use a personal website, Snapchat, Tinder, YouTube, TikTok, and so on. But in this lection, the main focus will be on the first 4 points. And especially Instagram, in my opinion, is still very, very important. So let's jump into it and have a closer look on Instagram. First, I want to show you some do's for Instagram. And the first thing you could do is to get inspired by other successful AI models. Of course, you shouldn't copy them 100%, but create your own style and some ideas how they do it. Because it's always a good idea to follow successful people and to do a little bit similar things. Then I would recommend you to post at least one post per day, but better 2 times, but only if you're able to post high quality. Because at the end of the day, the quality of your posts are very important. And if you just post bad images of a low quality, it won't help you. So keep that in mind. And the same goes for stories. I would also recommend to post at least one story a day because people are used to that by real creators and real influencers. They're used that there's always a new story and a new post, and you have to keep people entertained. That's at the end of the day what people want from you on such a platform. They want to be entertained and they just want to see something new. Then you should engage with your followers, make polls, answer questions, and so on to make the profile look active and vital, because nobody wants to just see nice images. Maybe some people, but what makes a profile really attractive is if there's a connection between the followers and the creator, and you do this by really engaging with your audience. Then you should also engage with other creators and make collaborations. For example, if you find an account a little bit similar like yours and you really like the creator, you can suggest to make some collaborations like a shout out for a shout out, or just mention the other creator every now and then in your story, and the creator can do the same just to expand a little bit your audience. But I would only do that if you really like the other creator. Don't be fake. Then you should make it easy to find your Fanvue account. And for that, you could, for example, use a link tree. You know that from all the other real creators, all these influencers have a link tree in their bio, and there you will find the other social media platforms and also stuff like OnlyFans or Fanvue. So do that as well. And lastly, you should mention in your bio that your model is a AI model. As far as I know, this is mandatory because Instagram wants to make clear, or wants you to make clear, that this is not a real human. And you don't have to write like AI model, but you could write stuff like powered by AI or inspired by AI and so on. Just have a look how others do it and do the same. Good. Now there are some don'ts for Instagram, and these are even more important. And the first one, in my opinion, is the most important one. Don't ever buy followers or likes. Don't do it. I know it's tempting in the beginning, and many people do it, but in my opinion, It's a trap, and it will harm your brand and your account forever, because it just makes your account look fake and unreal, and it gives it this smell of trash, in my opinion. Because if you have like a 500,000 followers and then you look at the likes and the comments, and two fake comments and 10 likes, it's just awful, and that's why I would never do it, and I don't recommend it. Play the long game and it will be worth it, but don't buy followers or likes. The next point, don't post naked images or too revealing clothing of your model, because otherwise you can get banned or shadow banned by Instagram, and that means that your posts are just no longer visible to a lot of people. So keep it easy on the platform Instagram and keep your spicy stuff for other platforms like Reddit, X, or of course FanVue. The next point, don't keep fake accounts as followers. You will see that when you start posting in the AI space, you attract a lot of other fake followers, and you can recognize these accounts. Most of the time they have, for example, one or two followers, but they are following like 6,000 or 5,000 people. So this is 100% a fake account, and you should remove them from your account, because of course it looks nice in the beginning if you have some followers, but at one point, if it's too much of these fake followers and fake accounts, it will make your account look like trash, because your engagement rate will be very low in comparison with the followers. So keep an eye on that. The next point is, I wouldn't follow hundreds of similar accounts just to make them follow you back. It's the same. It will make your account look a little bit trashy. And in my opinion, if you just follow others that they follow you back, the engagement rate is also very low, and it is not a successful strategy. So be patient on the platform and try to build a real audience. Next point, don't use critical or banned hashtags. Just search on Google. You always find the recent list of blocked or banned hashtags, and I highly recommend you to avoid these hashtags, because otherwise the same, you can get shadow banned, and this is restricting your outreach, and it's very bad for your account. The next point, don't try to fool people by stating that your model is a real human. So if anybody's asking you, for example, are you real or an AI model? In my opinion, you always should be honest and just tell that it's an AI model, or don't say anything. But to pretend to be a real human, in my opinion, is not ethical, and you shouldn't do it. The next point is also very important. Don't react to bad comments or negative people or insulting comments. Just block these people or ignore them, because they want your attention. And if you get angry or answer these comments, they already reached their goal. So just don't do it. And the last point for Instagram, don't waste too much time on promises of followers. Because if you post, for example, images of a AI model girl, you will attract a lot of men, and they will basically promise everything just to get your attention. They will promise to pay you on other platforms and so on, but at the end of the day, most of them are just wasting your time. So keep an eye on that. Good. Now we come to the next social media platform, and that is X, or Twitter, how it was called in the past. And you can definitely cross post your IG content also here on X, but I would also recommend to post some unique stuff only on X, because you should always give people the reason to follow you on each platform. And if it is the same content and the same text and everything, why should they follow you on other platforms? On X, you can also post some not safe for work content, but I wouldn't recommend to show everything there. Still keep something private for your subscribers on FanVue to give people a reason to subscribe. You should mark not safe for work content. You can easily do that in your settings, and you have to do that because otherwise you can get banned from the platform. On X, you have the possibility to retweet other creators, and I would recommend to do that every now and then, but just of other creators you genuinely like, because otherwise it appears fake and a little needy. So if you find somebody you really like, just give them a retweet and maybe they do the same for you. The next point is also regarding retweets. I wouldn't mix real humans with AI models. So if you have an account of an AI model, I wouldn't retweet real creators, real human creators, because it's basically like religion or two different spaces of philosophies. There are people who are into real human creators and the others are into the AI creators. And it's not so likely that if you retweet a real human, that these followers of this human will also follow you back for your AI model. So at least at that point, because it's still a little difference between real human and the AI creator, just keep in the AI space with your model. The next point is to also have on Twitter a nice name, a profile image, and the bio. Of course, you could use the same banner and profile picture as you used on, for example, Instagram or on your FanVue account, which is actually good to build some kind of personal brand, and also the name should be the same. But in the bio, you can get inspired by other AI creators and write something similar for X. And also on X, I recommend you to post at least 2 times per day. And it don't have to be all with images. You can also post just some questions or statements like real creators do that. For example, I just was in a gym and so on, to create the illusion of a real human who has hobbies and is just spending some time and posting on X. The next thing we will talk about is the free content on FanVue. Because as you already saw in the last lecture, we can select whether to post only for the subscribers or also for followers and subscribers. And in this case, it's basically visible for all the people who come upon your account. And the first thing you should do is to have a nice high quality welcome video. And to get inspired, just have a look at the welcome video of Aitana Lopez, and you can easily copy that by using a software like CapCut and some of your images. Regarding the free content on FanVue, I would definitely keep the best and hottest spicy content for the subscribers, because otherwise there's no reason for them to convert themselves into subscribers. Post your best and hottest content for your subscribers, because otherwise, what would be the reason to really pay for your account if you already get the best content for free? But every now and then you should also post high quality content for your followers, so that all the people can see how good your quality actually is and what they can expect of your subscription. You could also take some of your best posts that are for your subscribers and censor the most spicy parts of the image to give people that are following you a reason to subscribe to your account to see the image without censorship, because that's actually the reason there is something like free content on the platform. So you should show in the free content what people can expect from your subscription. It's basically like a ID card or a little portfolio what to expect of the subscription. And regarding the free content on FanVue, you can really spice up your text game in your posts. For example, you can post the not safe for work content and the most spicy content and the hottest images for your subscribers, but you can really come up with some nice text in your free posts, so that maybe the images are not that spicy, but the texts are. And this gives people the opportunity to imagine how good your paid content is. But you should always make it clear that the best and hottest content is just for the paying subscribers. This is important to give them some respect and to make them feel special, because at the end of the day they are paying for your content, and you should always like let them feel that they are important and that the best content is just for them. The last point regarding the free content is that you should not post your paid content on any platform else. Because if, for example, a subscriber discovers your paid posts also on a platform like Reddit or X, you're thinking, why the hell am I paying for that account if I can get it for free? And he will most likely cancel your subscription. So don't do that. Now we come to another very important social media platform, and that is Reddit. On Reddit, you can also cross-post your images from Instagram and X, but you should also post some unique posts just for Reddit to make your followers on Reddit also feel appreciated and special, and to give people a reason to follow you on all the platforms. On Reddit, it's also possible to post not safe for work content, but the same as X, don't post and show everything there. Give people a reason to subscribe to your Fanvue account. On Reddit, you should also have a nice name, bio, and banner. You could easily just copy what you did on X and use this also on Reddit. And regarding the name, you should always go with the same name on all the platforms. This gives you kind of a personal brand and makes it easier for people to find your account on other platforms as well. On Reddit, I recommend you post at least one time per day, but in as many subreddits as possible. For example, you could take one image, one post, and then you post the same image in 10 different subreddits. And subreddits are like forums or threads on a forum, and they're basically subreddits for all the themes and topics you can imagine. And you will also find subreddits especially for AI models and AI created content. And these are basically the subreddits you should post your content in, so that finally people can find your Fanvue account and subscribe to your hottest content. Each of these subreddits though has own rules, and I highly recommend to read the rules and also to obey them, because if you don't follow these rules, it's most likely that you get blocked or banned from this particular subreddit, and this is not good because it restricts and limits your outreach potential. On Reddit, you have to cultivate and collect karma to be able to post in bigger subreddits with more followers. And that means that in the beginning, as you have no karma, you have to start commenting and posting just to build up your karma. And at one point, you are able to post in the bigger subreddits, and that's the way to go. So you have to be a little bit patient and you have to engage on the platform to build your karma. But this is basically the concept of Reddit, to make sure that you have to engage and you're active on the platform to be able to reach more people. And I actually like the concept. It makes sense in my opinion. Good, now that we spoke about Reddit, subreddits, and karma, it's time to talk about a personal website. You don't have to do this from the beginning, it's not necessary, but with growing audience, it could make sense to build your own website, because on your own website, you basically make your own rules. You can post whatever you want, whenever you want, and how often you want, and it gives you the biggest margin on whatever service or product you're offering there. Because if you use, for example, Fanvue, as you know, you have to pay 20% to the platform. And if you all do this on your own website, you don't have to pay anything. But it's also more costly and complicated to set it up, so it doesn't make sense from the beginning. But if you get bigger and bigger, it makes sense. And if you have an intelligent search engine optimization, SEO, it's very easy to target a very specific audience, and this is another chance to increase your audience and your follower and subscriber base. So it could make sense at one point. And a good idea is always to start with their own blog about a certain topic. And by that, people will find you if they search for that topic on Google. And if you link, for example, your Fanvue profile also on your personal website, people are coming over to your Fanvue profile. So keep that idea in mind. Good. And now lastly, I wanted to talk about Snapchat, TikTok, Tinder, and YouTube, because generally you can use any platform to promote your AI model's Fanvue account. But in my opinion, Instagram, X, and Reddit are the most important ones, together with the free content you post on Fanvue. But keep also these alternatives in your mind. Some people even use Tinder, so they set up a Tinder account for the AI model and then they text with guys and try to pull them over to Fanvue. I don't know how this works regarding the verification, but some people actually do it. But I wouldn't do it. I don't recommend. In my opinion, it's not ethical and you shouldn't do it because it's kind of betraying the people, and I just don't like it. TikTok is also a huge chance, but you need video content, and video content is not part of this course. That's why I want to exclude TikTok here of the course. But Obviously, it's a very fast growing platform, and in TikTok is also a huge opportunity to get some subscribers. Same goes for YouTube, but you need long form content for YouTube. In my opinion, AI video material is also very interesting and it's a very fast growing market, but it's not at the point where it is perfect yet. So we have to wait a little bit longer to get perfect AI created content. And as soon as we have the opportunity to do that as well for our AI models, I will definitely produce another course on that. Good, that's it for the lecture. Now you learned a lot of ways to attract paying subscribers, and I really recommend you to engage in all of these platforms and to find what works best for your AI model. Be creative and be patient because it's not happening overnight. And as I said, you should always play the long game, and in the end, it will definitely be worth it. And you build a real account, a real follower base, and this is always 1,000 times better than buying real followers and faking what actually not exists.